and welcome to Health 360. Very often you would have heard, even in your own circles amongst your friends and family members, with someone diagnosed with cancer who says, I don't even smoke, I don't even drink, why do I have cancer? Infertility is at an all-time high. Testosterone levels in men are down. Young girls as young as 8 years of age are hitting puberty. Early menopause has hit many women. What really is going on? Have you ever thought why all of this is happening right now? Why is that our ancestors, our grandparents and our parents also appear to be much more healthier than what we are? Are we really paying a price for progress, prosperity and comfort? What has the penetration of chemicals and toxic chemicals in our lives got to do with these changes that we're witnessing before our eyes? We're answering some of these questions in this episode of Health 360. I'm Sneha Murtani. Chemicals are there everywhere. The water you drink, the food you eat, the air you breathe, in your essential items, in takeaway food packaging, in daily use items. And they don't go anywhere. And that's the reason why they're called forever chemicals. Here's a report explaining forever chemicals. Less than 100 years ago, Roy Plunkett discovered this, Teflon. Now this introduced us to a whole new world of grease-free and easy-to-make omelets, dosas, pancakes and whatnot. This also introduced us to chemicals, which we did not know are harmful. But we know a lot more now than we did in the year 1938. And that is the reason why we are talking Teflon and we are talking about forever chemicals or PFAs, which are polyfluoroalkyl substances. They are a large group of chemicals that make certain products non-stick or stain resistant. Research indicates that these chemicals can be dangerous. Exposures to PFAs is linked to cancers, weakened immune systems among children, weight gain and a wide range of other health problems.
We need to minimize the use of these substances. They are very easy to use, they make life easy, but we need to understand that they cause health problems. So we are having so much of infertility, we are having so much of poor bone health, we are having poor brain development, we are having increased incidence of childhood endocrine diseases. So if we want to avoid all these things, we need to minimize the use of these drugs, and I think this is something which all of us owe to us, to ourselves, to our next generations, to our planet, and we definitely need to do something in this regard.
Particulate air pollution in India contains PFAs. A study found PFAs in almost all of the fish samples from the Ganges River. PFA levels in Indian breast milk from Chidambaram, Kolkata and Chennai were found. The United States Environmental Protection Agency lists a variety of health risks that are attributed to PFA exposure, including decreased fertility, developmental effects in children, interference with body hormones, increased cholesterol levels and increased risk of some cancers. Long-term low-level exposure to certain PFAs can make it difficult for humans to build antibodies after being vaccinated against various diseases. There is no comprehensive information available on production, use and waste management for forever chemicals in India. What then is the way out?
If we can introduce a similar system for all the chemicals that are used by big companies to manufacture products, if we can introduce such a system that we have to disclose all the chemicals that we are using. A regulator should have a list of all the chemicals that are allowed, right? So there's no inventory as such. And also if there are trials that are conducted on let's say some animals or maybe human clinical trials are conducted to understand the long-term effects of such chemicals, I think that would help us to at least identify, inventorize the kind of chemicals that are being used today.
Recommendations include identification of hotspots in industrial areas, need to control use and management, replace PFAS containing firefighting foams with fluorine foams, identify sectoral use in export and import data. In New Delhi, Sneha Mordani for India Today. You can't eliminate forever chemicals completely from your lives. There are different ways of identifying products, and those products that contain forever chemicals can see reduction in usage. That way, you can eliminate forever chemicals to some extent. Take a look. Hundreds of everyday products are made with highly toxic fluorinated chemicals called PFAS. They build up in our bodies and never break down in the environment. PFAS are chemicals used to make products grease-proof, waterproof, stick-proof and stain-resistant. Products in which PFAS are most commonly found are cleaning products, water-resistant fabrics such as rain jackets, umbrellas and tents, grease-resistant paper, non-stick cookware, personal care products like shampoo, dental floss, nail polish and eye makeup, stain-resistant coatings used on carpets, upholstery and other fabrics. These chemicals are extremely persistent, lasting thousands of years. Every American tested has PFAS in their blood. The industry has tried to replace PFAS. However, scientists have not studied every PFA chemical. There are 9,000 variants. Till the time we find long-term solutions to eliminating PFAS, consciously avoiding products that are known carriers of forever chemicals will help. In New Delhi, Sneha Mordani for India Today. Your favorite masala dosa, that grease-free omelette or a pancake. What do you really do when you want to make any of these in your own kitchen? The chances are that you will reach out for your non-stick pan, your non-stick cookware. But how safe are those non-stick pans that you're using every single day? Take a look.
Craving a meal right out of your kitchen's non-stick pan is normal. But what if we tell you that even one meal is toxic? Want to know why? We tell you. Your favorite kitchenware non-stick pan comes with a Teflon coating. What it does is, it makes cleaning easier, requires minimum oil for cooking, and finally prepares the food faster. So where's the problem? It's the same Teflon that breaks down after a while and then reaches your table with the food you serve, and the chemicals used for the coating can cause chronic diseases like cancer. So when do we know it's time to say goodbye to your smooth and chic cookingware? Not all discoloration is bad. It's caused by food build-up over time. Some light discoloration isn't a big deal, but once it's dark, it could mean the non-stick coating has been damaged. At that point, it's time to replace that pan. Scratches are definitely a deal breaker in older pans. Even in the newer pans, Teflon that contains a hazardous man-made chemical called PFOA has been found in commonly used brands in India. PFOAs are proven to contain cancer-causing chemicals, and now Teflon is required to be manufactured without these dangerous compounds. If you see scratches, that means the non-stick Teflon surface has been compromised and the chemicals could be flaking off into your food. Not healthy at all. With regular usage of any utensil, it gets warped, and things are no different with non-stick pans. The risk of Teflon layer breaking down too increases, so to make sure your food is safe, you may just want to play it safe and chuck the warped pans. Your easy-to-cook, easy-to-clean pan is not there to last forever. And to make sure it isn't adding any harmful chemicals to your food, ensure that you discard it after at least 3 to 5 years of usage to keep the damaged non-stick pan from releasing over 2 million of micro and nanoplastics, as several studies suggested. With Simranjeet Kaur Renu, Bureau Report, India Today.
Glass, though often expensive, also breakable, that's a risk, but this is a good alternative to plastic. Platinum silicone, fiber cloth, wood, bamboo, pottery, paper, cardboard. These are alternatives in your kitchen. Use plastic-free beverage containers. Choose glass, metal or unlined paper packaging whenever possible. Choose wool, cotton or jute in carpets outside of your kitchen instead of polyester, which adds to the chemical consumption, essentially indirect chemical consumption. What about your shampoos and lotions? Try and buy shampoos and lotions in glass bottles instead of plastic bottles with dispensers which only add to the pollution. Bamboo bowls and metal cups should be used. Use a natural sponge, loofah or wooden brush instead of the conventional plastic one. That is going to ensure that you minimize your plastic usage in your daily household items. High levels of toxic chemicals have been found in drinking water samples across India, and this is of huge concern. Many of these water samples have been tested for many chemicals that can harm the nervous system, the reproductive system and immune system, is what a Delhi-based NGO Toxics Link has found. Drinking water samples collected from various parts of the country have been found to have 29 to 81 times the prescribed limit of a toxic chemical, exposure to which can harm the nervous system. Doctors say the recent interest in this particular chemical, called nonyl phenol, is due to its effect on male fertility.
Nonyl phenols, ethoxylates are basically the byproduct of consumer goods which we use, like detergents, soaps and industrial pollutants which go into the water for treatment. And over a period of time, this gradually percolates into the soil and the water reservoirs, and this can lead to certain health hazards. However, as far as the humans are concerned, there is potential danger of this causing endocrine system disruption in humans also, which may lead to delay in the puberty or other endocrine dysfunctions.
Dry shampoos with benzene, your makeup with asbestos. The skin and hair care industry contain products that are having chemicals either as a byproduct or as their main ingredient, which is cancer causing. This industry is now under the scanner. So what should you use? How do you then read labels? Here's more.
Cosmetics enhance your appearance. But like all things that sound too wonderful to be true, using them might have a negative impact on your health. Are you aware of the harmful chemicals used in your daily beauty products? Studies show that the average woman uses 12 personal care products every day with 168 different chemicals. Recent studies show that our skin can absorb 60% of the toxins from these products. The chemicals that top the list are sulfates, parabens, phthalates, synthetic colors, fragrance, triclosan, lead, polyethylene glycol, formaldehyde, diethanolamine, alcohol, hydroquinone, and asbestos. Let us take you through chemicals that are present in your everyday beauty regime and how they can affect your overall health. Preservatives like parabens are used in cosmetic formulations to stop the growth of bacteria, and an extensive amount of parabens was discovered in cancer patients' tumors in a 2004 study. Paraben-free shampoos and beauty products is what you must purchase. Alcohol present in any product can have very drying effects on the scalp. As a result, it is best to stay away from any hair products that contain alcohol as one of the first ingredients. Formaldehyde is a vapor that is present in hair products for cleansing, growth and smoothening. This is one of the toxic chemicals in shampoo and other hair products since it may irritate some people and cause allergies in others. While some people experience mild reactions like their eyes watering, noses running and throats burning, others have more severe reactions like coughing, wheezing or even symptoms resembling asthma. Silicones are emollient slip agents that are fantastic at retaining moisture and making your hair appear silky and shiny. But with time, they can dry out your hair since they weigh down the hair and block moisture from entering the hair shaft.
To name a few, they are phthalates and formaldehyde. They can cause severe allergies on our skin. They can also go inside the body and cause some internal organ damage in the long run, most significant of which is causing cancers of various body organs.
Cosmetics range. Common cosmetics are made up of both inorganic and organic substances. Modified natural oils and fats, as well as a number of substances manufactured from petrochemicals, are examples of typical organic compounds. Processed minerals like talc, zinc oxide and iron oxides are examples of inorganic compounds. Dry shampoos. Dry shampoos are a definite quick fix when we talk about greasy hair. In news recently for chemicals being present, benzene to be particular has hair-raising concerns. Benzene is a cancer-causing chemical. This has also led Unilever to yank its products from the shelves. The chemicals used in dry shampoos can cause certain blood cancers such as leukemia. What are the alternatives? Everything that is not a red flag ingredient is a non-toxic component of skincare. These substances do not increase the risk of cancer, affect hormones or cause allergies. They are not classified as harmful by environmental agencies and are safe to use. The majority of plant-based natural substances fall into the category of non-toxic compounds for skincare and cosmetics.
You should always be checking that your makeup contains no talc or minimal talc, and you should always trust a good brand, because sometimes what happens because of cost cutting, usual brands, normal brands, low market brands, they might not be using a very purified form of talc. So make sure whatever you're buying, especially if it contains talc, it should be a good company.
When we talk about chemicals in beauty products, it's important to treat it like a food label. Check an ingredient you can't pronounce. Google it. Sometimes a long, sciencey sounding ingredient is completely innocuous, but sometimes it isn't. Ingredients that tops the list usually have higher concentration level. Label lists the ingredients according to the concentration level. So next time, before buying any product, check the ingredient list. Beware and be safe. With camera person Madan Prasad, this is Kshitija Gosavi for India Today.
Chemicals associated with serious imbalances in the body, also causing thyroid imbalance, diabetes and even cancer, have been found in the most popular sanitary napkins being used in India right now. These chemicals, called phthalates, are deadly to a great extent. Take a look at this report. Meant to provide comfort and safety, women turn to sanitary pads in those difficult days of a month. But sanitary pads are not all that safe, is what a study has found. Environmental watchdog Toxic Links has found that all popular sanitary napkins sold in India, whether organic or synthetic, contain high amounts of chemicals, prompting various diseases. These chemicals can even cause infertility. The study has found the presence of several phthalates, chemicals that can harm reproductive and neurological organs. Another finding suggests that sanitary napkins also contain volatile organic compounds that can cause paralysis and memory loss.
The health impact of these chemicals are pretty well known, and in spite of that, these chemicals were present in all products that we tested. And that's, as I said, that's the cause of worry. In absence of proper standards in India, these were some of the leading brands that we tested.
What then is the way out? Sanitary napkins are essential commodities. What should you use then?
Even in our study, we haven't really tested all kinds of products. We've tested 10 pads which contain organic as well as inorganic. But I think there is, that's why there is a lot of stress that we are putting on getting standards which are across menstrual products, not just for sanitary pads, but for all kinds of menstrual products.
Over 90% of women in India use disposable sanitary napkins, and the harmful effects can't be ignored anymore. You can switch to products like menstruation cup, which is reusable and is a one-time investment. Other alternatives are tampons. Different sizes of tampons are available in the market depending upon the flow of the blood during periods. So do your bit to keep yourself from falling prey to toxic chemicals out there. From your bloodstream to the mother's milk, there is no place that microplastics have not left untouched. How does it get into your body, into your bloodstream, into your system, and how deadly are microplastics? Take a look. There are plastics and there are microplastics. Tiny in size, capable of penetrating your body, and they are all around us.
Basically, the question of how are microplastics now found everywhere is that we are surrounded by plastics, right? Most of the things that we use right from the moment we get out of our beds to the moment that we again go back to sleep, we are surrounded by things that we use are mostly made out of plastic, right? Most of the times we are not even aware that this particular product that I'm using has plastics in it and also has a potential to cause some amount of human health issues in the long term.
What are microplastics? Less than 5 millimeters of size, they can be formed out of the bigger plastics and also can be found in our daily products such as makeup, facial scrubs, plastic utensils. Microplastics have the capability of damaging human cells. They're pretty much in everything that we use. Oh hell, they now have been found in breast milk. During a study, a sample of 34 healthy mothers was collected in Rome. The research disclosed that in 26 samples, 76% microplastics were found.
Scientists are still trying to figure out what could be the reason why there's microplastic found in breast milk, but indeed it's again the utensils that we've been using, the amount of plastic that we've been using, and the food that we eat, the seafood. And the other thing is that the plastic disintegrates and has also captured and entered our air, and therefore we also breathe microplastic. So we're talking about microplastic entering our body through our skin, through our mouth, and also through our nose.
Small and to a great extent unavoidable, microplastics have far-reaching health implications.
It has different kind of side effect. One is, of course, there's cancer, there are breathing disorders, and also slow growth. We've seen that microplastic leads to developmental delay in children and in human beings. So, we still are yet to discover the scale, the impact that perhaps our civilization would have, but the speed at which we are actually consuming plastic and dumping plastic all around, it's going to be one of the largest public health disasters or one of the largest public health challenges faced by humanity. Microplastic needs to be controlled. We need to understand the health implication of microplastic on newborn babies, on mothers, on elderly, on everybody.
So why are plastics all that bad? The presence of BPA is what makes it deadly. BPA basically stands for bisphenol A. BPA is commonly found as polycarbonate plastics in containers that are used to store food or beverages. Exposure to BPA is a major concern as they can damage the brain cells and prostate glands in infants and children. Consciously reducing and eliminating plastic is not good just for the environment, but also for our health.
The moms-to-be or the new mothers are often heard saying the term BPA-free. Have you wondered why? BPA is present everywhere. It's there in your plastic lunchbox, in the juice bottle, or even in your mobile phone cover. Cautiously eliminating plastic is not only good for the environment, but also for the healthy life. With camera person Mridul, Aishwarya Radhakrishnan in Delhi for India Today.
Well, do you think that you can't live without plastics? You can't do away with these plastics that have become so integral in our daily lives. You need to think again, because we're offering you solutions, we're offering you these alternatives that you must also incorporate in your daily lives. In the kitchen first, what can you do? Use these products instead of plastic. Stainless steel, glass, though often expensive, also breakable, that's a risk, but this is a good alternative to plastic. Platinum silicone, fiber cloth, wood, bamboo, pottery, paper, cardboard. These are alternatives in your kitchen. Use plastic-free beverage containers. Choose glass, metal or unlined paper packaging whenever possible. Choose wool, cotton or jute in carpets outside of your kitchen instead of polyester, which adds to the chemical consumption, essentially indirect chemical consumption. What about your shampoos and lotions? Try and buy shampoos and lotions in glass bottles instead of plastic bottles with dispensers which only add to the pollution. Bamboo bowls and metal cups should be used. Use a natural sponge, loofah or wooden brush instead of the conventional plastic one. That is going to ensure that you minimize your plastic usage in your day. Well, that report brings us to the end of this edition of Health 360. Even researching for this show has been an eye-opener in many ways. There are 1,000 different things that we can do to minimize toxicity from our lives. We hope you found some of these tips useful. From the entire team, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. Goodbye.